Thank you very much. I now invite up Group 2, and reporting for that group will be Timmy Barwick. And the question is, what roles do the public and private sectors have in facilitating effective knowledge transfer with improved quality and efficiency? And that's not Timmy. Come on up. The new Timmy.
Yes, I'm the new Timmy from Group 2, Michelle Trosit. So this was the question that we pondered, and one of my favorite leaders in leadership is Max Dupree, who said that the first responsibility of a leader is to know reality, and our group facilitators brought some new realities to us through a video. So we began our conversation by watching a video called Epic 2020. I don't know if some of you have seen it before, but for most of the people in our group, we had never seen it before. It was a brief video that we're not going to show now, but the reference for it will be in the proceedings. And it was really focused on showing what's currently happening in the education space as a result of technology rapidly growing, and looking at companies like the Khan Academy, TED Ed, Udacity, moving into the future with badges and certificates and common learning platforms, and the realities of student debt. And really made us stop and think about the exponential growth of technology and what are we really doing to help support the whole notion of health professions education right now. So that's how we started. We then moved into a dialogue in which we shared learnings with each other as a team. And then we moved into what we saw as the pros of these learning platforms and also the cons. So I'm going to start first with the pros, which is the next slide, I hope. And there's the video, the future of education. So here's some of the pros that we saw for online learning and learning platforms that could be shared by many. Is number one, it would really get to the adaptive learning of the learner themselves, to be able to course correct in the moment and really have guiding learnings. We had conversations about that. We thought another benefit is just the increased connections, especially of globally and locally, but also focusing on learning communities, so that if we have online communities like this, it would really stretch our connections. We talked about and looked at different studies that were done, experiences of the group, and that the most effective is when it's blended. So there's online communities, but there's also the benefit of having the face-to-face and how it changes the role of faculty in these types of learning environments. And that there are studies that have shown increased student engagement and satisfaction with this type of learning. Better alignment with students' needs and skill sets. The students of today are digital natives. It's more aligned with how they think. We talked about our own children and how we really need to look at different ways in which to provide education and work with learners. Increases scale so that we can have quicker we can really move with the learning movement and that increasing scale, and avoiding duplication. We had conversations about teaching the same core courses in multiple schools, and that we could really reduce duplication, increase efficiency, mitigates faculty shortage. Just-in-time learning and getting the learning analytics, so we really can study where people are struggling, what seems, even from an individual, but also from a population perspective. So those were some of the pros. We then moved into the cons, which is the next slide. And we need to develop new business models like now or like yesterday to help support this type of learning. And we talked about how there are models out there, but we need to really not think about them coming someday, but to really think creatively, innovatively, and have models to support this type of learning. And that a lot of it is working with the faculty and the teachers and retooling how they think, how they work as in guiding students. Definitely need new infrastructures and resources to support it, had different examples of how even as you introduce technology and online learning, if you don't have, you have to think through all the different aspects about it. And that this really is, it was mentioned yesterday, an implementation science. As we use new methodologies, we have to think through all the implications related to that. And then we talk quite a bit how in the end this requires cultural transformation, cultural change, and that's going to be, it's a con if we ignore it, but it also can be a pro if we embrace it. So that's the report from Group 2. Anything else? Did I miss anything, you guys?
You did a great job. I just want to emphasize how disturbing Epic 2020 was.
Yeah.
It was exciting. It's a paradigm game changer, but it was also very disturbing and made several of us in the room be very
Gasp.
uncomfortable. So we urge you to get disturbed and watch it.
Great. Thank you. Thanks.